Kimi. Has anyone heard of this? This is kind of like real nerdy space now. Joe, have you heard of it? Okay.
I haven't heard of this one yet. No.
It's
So,
it just came out like yesterday.
oh,
So
okay. Thanks, dude.
I didn't tell you yet, but I've been playing around with it, and people are saying like LLMs now, uh, they're spending billions of dollars on LLMs in the United States, right? And then China comes out
Yep.
with, say, DeepSeek, and they paid
Yep.
like one hundredth of the cost to develop DeepSeek, right? And then
Yep.
and now there's this one from China now. It's from Kimi, right? Kimi. They have this model here. I'm just gonna turn off OK Computer. K2 is called K2 model, and people are saying K2 model is as good, if not better, than ChatGPT 5.
I mean, I would believe that because, like, when I used to live in China, basically everything was better, especially from a technology standpoint. Like,
Yeah,
Chinese cars, oh my God, suspension, way better. Everything's better. Um, when I get locked up and thrown in jail, this is the video they're going to reference. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, that doesn't shock me at all. And the other thing is there's been a lot of talk about the ramp up of OpenAI and ChatGPT going public, but also the release of ads on the horizon as a competitor to Meta. So it's definitely a fast evolving and interesting landscape right now.
yeah, it's fast. And Kimi, when you start using it, put on thinking mode, right? It's smarter. Plus, it's kind of like that lovable thing. The lovable, it's lovable and ChatGPT in one. Because look, you could do web apps here, mobile apps, right? Slides, and just now when I talked to you about that one about the right down here, they give you examples of what they built, an audiobook, right? Mobile app, web app, and then that other site that I showed you, this one was built by Kimi. This one, that website. Okay. So play around with it. You don't get a lot of research. There's only one here left. This OK Computer is basically it allows you to build really complex things. So think of that as like lovable. Okay, this one. There's only three left here. Okay. Every day, I think you get replenish three. Okay. So play around with this, and we're gonna feature it more if it's really good at the next AI show. Okay. Let's see. What does this say? I also want to know. All right. So then that is the latest and greatest right now. I'm gonna get the links for you guys for the recording to rank high in SEO. I'll put it in the chat. And then right now I want to introduce Marco. Marco, where are you? There you
I'm
are.
here, buddy.
Okay, so Marco is using AI in a different way than us. We're using it to build a business, build marketing, and all those great things. But Marco decided to um, apply AI to the old-fashioned, right? Old-fashioned prospecting, right?
Right. Yeah.
We're, I think me and Marco were, maybe Joe too, right? We were old-fashioned
Oh
prospectors
yeah.
back in. We would bang the phones, we would call the numbers and hear that no multiple times. But you know how, me and Marco just came from the Oprah Winfrey show, and they talked about how people are very soft now. They can't take rejection. And, this is what the tool is for now, right? If AI does all the calling and only gives you the yes, how great would that be, right? So all AI has to do is find out who says yes, who is an opportunity, and then give it to us. They don't need to, do anything more. They don't have to, do the appointment. Just who's likely to be interested in my appointment and wants a conversation with me. That's what I want. Right, Marco, can you help us with that?
Absolutely. Thanks, Kirby. So yeah, for I guess I know some of you on the call here. But I am Marco Gomez. I am an associate broker in New York with Fast Forward at EXP. Icon agent 4 years. And I would say that those of you that are always trying to hit icon every year, this could be the tool, the AI tool that pushes you over. So I know this is recorded, but those of you that want to take notes, so there are a lot of AI, voice AI companies or providers out there that you can use to not replace ISAs, but like Kirby said, get you the hand raisers that are going to say, yes, I own the property. Yes, I'm looking to sell. I may not be ready right now, but now those become your follow-up leads. So some of the companies that are out there, and I don't know if everyone's heard of these, but some of them are Synthflow. Synthflow is a company that's out there. They've been around for a few years now. There is Vapi. Vapi just recently started letting people really use their system. Before that, they were kind of in beta. Um, Assistable is another company that's out there. GoHighLevel is actually building, they built out their own voice AI. It's not really where it needs to be yet, but they will be because all of these companies, they're moving light speed. 2 years ago, a friend of mine, James Chen, and I, actually, James is on here, we were talking about voice AI, and he actually brought it to my attention. He's like, "Hey, what about Air AI?" And after listening to the call, it wasn't the greatest thing. And I'll play a couple of clips for you guys so you guys get an idea of what these calls sound like. But it's in just 2 years, like every few months, they get better and better. All right. So why don't I play you guys a clip? Can I share, Kirby?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can share here. So let me go in here and share, like, show you guys some of these what some of these calls sound like. So this is a GoHighLevel CRM. So most of these providers connect into GoHighLevel, and what we do is we take leads and you scrub them from do not call because you don't want to get into trouble with the FTC. And then we let the AI call. So, like, for example, this is, you could see leads from today. So you got expireds, you got some probate in there. And literally, we go in here, and like Kirby was saying, is we're just looking for hand raisers. We also have our online seller leads from realty.com, ZBuyer, and so forth. But what we do is we have a VA, and they just go in here every day and say, all right, who's picked up? Like, this is an expired lead. And they're going to go in here and sorry, it's running a little slow. Maybe I'll take my video off for a second. There we go. This is the call transcript. This was obviously a voicemail. So we're going to skip this one because it says, yeah, you've reached I mean, I'll show you, what it sounds like, but um, here. So
Yeah. It just saved you 1 minute from getting,
exactly.
from
You didn't
recording.
have to make that phone call. We're going to go to the next one. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here because I was just looking at some earlier that I had on the filters here. Here we go, online leads. These are realty.com leads, right? They're inbound leads. They've they've raised their hand and said, "Hey, I'm looking to either buy a house or sell a house," right? So here we go. Robert.
I'm not selling my home.
Yeah. Well, but he signed up, right? So let's listen to what he said.
Hello. Hi, is this Robert? That would be me. Great, Robert. I'm reaching out because you registered online to speak with an agent about selling your home or getting a home value estimate. How can I assist? No, I did not. No, I did not. Got it, Robert. I'm not selling my home. No. Understood, Robert. Thanks for letting me know. If you ever need it.
And he hung up, right? But we would have had that call, right? So that would have been a phone call we got. So to your point, Kirby, we saved time, right?
Yeah, we just saved Shayna.
I could have
Yeah.
converted that.
Yeah. So like, looking here,
Daniel,
transcripts.
that's a real number now, right? And you kind of got like a peek of who's going to answer, and then you can give them a call later, right? So
Yeah, and then so isn't it so annoying how all these AIs are calling you, but now you have a real person. So
Yeah.
let's chat here. You love that house so much. What's your next one look like?
Right. So
Well,
what you're
and the irony is you can even program the AI to say that and do what you want. But what I
Yeah.
think is really great about what Marco does is think about, guys, how many of you run teams? How many of you have huge lead ponds that have opted in, that are sitting there, they're getting your emails, they're getting your drips, and you don't have the manpower or the time to go and call all of those people? Well, this is that easy solution where you don't have to sit and call. You're only talking to the people that say yes. And if you have that 20,000 lead pond, 20,000 is a lot of man hours for an ISA to call. Marco,
Even
how long
1,000.
do you think could it take to get through 20,000 people with something like this?
20,000 people, I mean, realistically, you could bang it out in 2 weeks just because you want to space out the calls and you don't want to
Yeah.
overload the system, right?
Yeah.
It can make all the calls, but it's not going to benefit you. But in 2 weeks, you could bang them out, right? Because you could
Oh.
do 2,000 calls a day, right? If you really wanted to, and it'll go through your system. So, like, here's an example, and to Joe's point, like, this is the call attempts. So, all of us are supposed to do, 10 calls, right? Every lead, call them 10 times. If they don't pick up in those 10 attempts, that's it. They're garbage, right? But look at this. So, like, November, we have all these calls. So, here, let me go back. So, October 22nd, October 25th, October 29th, the 31st, the 3rd, the 7th, and the 12th. It keeps calling until it reaches a person. All right. And we realistically, even in ISA, they're not going to call 10 times. They're not going to call every lead 10 times. All right. And I could tell, by the way, here, and again, this is just GoHighLevel, 10 call attempts. So I know how many call attempts have been made. Right. And you could just see a lot of these leads. And these are registered leads from realty.com or ZBuyer. And you just go through it and you're like, wow, these people, some pick up like here. This might actually be one of my guys.
Hi, this is Sammy
Yeah,
with Team
there you go.
Gomez at EXP Realty. Am I speaking? Great, Wayne. I'm reaching out because you registered. Hi, Wayne. I'm reaching out because you registered online to speak with an agent about selling your home or getting a home value estimate. What's your current situation?
Yeah, it came up on my phone. They said just to tell me where it's first. I'm really not selling it, but I'm curious to see where it goes. Where's first?
Got it, Wayne. It sounds like.
Yeah, that's
Understood, Wayne. If you're just curious about your. No problem, Wayne.
sorry. I'm getting like every other word. I can't hear what you're saying. I'm getting like every other word.
It seems like the connection isn't clear. I'll let you go for now, but feel free to. I'll let you go for now.
So this is a perfect example of what they were talking about, right? So
Questions like.
this lead, the guy said we have a bad connection. So what happened is my agent, right, jumped in, called the guy up, and here we go. What did he do? Hey, here's a valuation for your property. Boom. Here's how many closed sales pendings. Exactly what we were talking about, right? This is just someone I said, oh, I'm curious. Now he's part of our future sellers. But again, not everyone is going to make 10 calls, 10 attempts and call it religiously. Like this lead came in and it got called right away because there's an automation built within GoHighLevel. And as soon as the lead comes into the system, the call goes out. We're not having to manually do anything. Okay. And if you go in here, like that's what's going to happen with all of these. As you can see, boom, 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 all the calls happen. Um, Now this one here, William Bridges, just to give you a little flavor. Voicemail.
Follow up and see if you're still interested.
So this was a voicemail. You heard it right off the bat, but for some reason it kept going. So see, I'm not available. So it's going to go into our opportunities, and then that's where either a VA, an ISA, or you, if you're a solo agent, is going to go in there and say, okay, let me listen to these recordings, let me read through transcripts, and then we follow up with these people. And that's really what you want to do. Now, in addition, you can text with the system. So you can do text, you can text with these with the AI as well. So like just to give you an idea of what this looks like, and I'm gonna screen share. You guys can text the AI here as well. So you can text this phone number. Here, I'll give you one of the 1 second here. Come on, there we go. All right. Like this one's my assistant. It not only does outbound prospecting, but this one does inbound. Yep, there we go. 1 second. Sorry, the New York internet's not working great right now. Okay.
The mayor made it free.
What's that?
The mayor-
So
He was
this
talking. He was talking about Mom Donnie made it free for everyone. You gotta.
Listen, we're not going to get into the politics on this call, all right? Um, if you guys were to text this number, the 516-212-9884, that's my assistant. That one, and I'm giving you an insight of what this looks like. So when you're building voice AI in any of these platforms, whether it's Vapi, Synthflow, I use Assistable, I have an agency with them, and we go in here, you build an identity. So you tell it what it is, right? Hey, you're Sammy, a professional and knowledgeable assistant for me, right? For my team. Then you go in and give it some traits. You give it some guardrails, right? You want to make sure it doesn't say anything nuts, right? And how to answer calls. You want to give it a response guideline and you give it task. So this is what you're going to do. This is how you're going to greet the caller. You're going to determine the nature of the call. If they're a real estate agent, you want to answer their question using this Google Sheet. What I've done is I've connected this Google Sheet with all of my listings. So if they're asking about, hey, what's the commission being offered by the seller? They can answer the questionnaire. What's the status? So rather than me answering those questions, the AI can answer those questions. If it's a buyer and it's asking certain questions, it can answer as well. And it could also transfer calls to me. So here, if they say, hey, I want to speak to Marco, the AI will transfer the call to me, right? So if you guys were to call this number, and I encourage you to go ahead and play around with it, it will transfer the call. And if you want it to book an appointment, it will book an appointment. So here, where it's using the get availability and book appointment, it'll book an appointment right on my calendar. Okay, because GoHighLevel replaces platforms like Calendly, so it'll go ahead and do that, and it'll book an appointment. So here, and if someone called, like if you guys called that number, right, and then you also wanted to continue the conversation over text, it will text you as well. So you can do a text or a voice AI call on that. And if you wanted to start like a text campaign, you could do that as well rather than doing voice.